So what's up?
Many of you probably recognize former child actor Brandon Quintin Adams as the kid who played young Michael Jackson in MJ's Moonwalker musical film in 1988. You may also recognize his best friend, Merlin Santana, an actor and rapper known for his prime role as the charismatic Romeo Santana on The Steve Harvey Show. Sadly, on November 9, 2002, Merlin and Brandon were victims of a shooting that resulted in Merlin's premature demise, and today, we are still mourning the loss of this prominent young actor. Brandon Quintin Adams has been involved in show business since he was a toddler. In 1986, at just 6 years old, he landed his first television role as Phil on the sitcom Benson. Subsequently, he went on to land roles in several other television sitcoms including A Different World, The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Moesha, and Sister Sister. On film, he is noted for his roles in The People Under the Stairs, as well as the sports films The Mighty Ducks and The Sandlot. Born in Manhattan, Merlin Santana's career in show business began when he was 3. From September 11th to October 6, 1990, he starred in the off-Broadway play Hey Little Walter, a production of 29 performances at Playwrights Horizons, a theater school dedicated to the development of upcoming actors located in New York City. During one of his performances, Merlin was noticed by veteran comedian Bill Cosby. Dazzled by his talent, Mr. Cosby recruited him for a role on his television series The Cosby Show. Producers instantly wrote Merlin into Season 8, and he sprung into stardom as Stanley, Rudy Huxtable's boyfriend.
I'm sorry.
Hi, I'm Stanley. Oh, hello.
Hi, how are you?
Mrs. Huxtable, Dr. Huxtable.
Yes.
And I'm Rudy Huxtable. And I'm ready to go.
It was very nice to have met you, Stanley. Bye.
Merlin stayed busy in the 90s, also appearing in the sitcoms Sister Sister, Half and Half, Hangin' with Mr. Cooper, and Moesha. In 1996, he landed his most famous role to date of Romeo Santana on The Steve Harvey Show, a character he played for 6 seasons.
If you decide to go to the cafeteria, bring me up some chocolate milk and some Cheez-Its.
As Merlin matured, he began to shift his career into more dramatic roles, appearing in the film Flossin', co-directed by former child actor Todd Bridges, the VH1 TV movie Played, a hip-hop story, and the 2002 action comedy film Showtime, with Robert De Niro, Eddie Murphy, and Rene Russo. Merlin's final role was in the comedy film The Blues, which also starred his castmate from The Cosby Show, Dionne Richmond. The film was released 9 months after his death on August 12, 2003. Brandon Quintin Adams and Merlin Santana met on the set in the early 90s, and throughout the years they remained close and became best friends. Between acting gigs, Merlin pursued another passion of his, which was writing and performing rap music. One night after a session in a friend's basement recording studio in South Los Angeles, Merlin phoned a female that he and Brandon had met a few days earlier and invited her to the house. Her name was Monique Mercedes King. Mercedes accepted Merlin's invitation and arrived to the house a few hours later. But when she got there, she seemed to be nervous, and it was obvious that she was up to no good. Brandon immediately noticed Mercedes' peculiar behavior and kept a close eye on her. After only a short stay, Mercedes made a phone call and then abruptly announced that she was leaving. Already suspicious of her intentions, Brandon followed her outside and noticed that she got into a dark-colored SUV parked away from the house, as if whoever was inside the vehicle didn't want to be seen. Brandon quickly went back into the house and informed Merlin of Mercedes' cynical actions and suggested that they leave. It was after they exited the house and got in the car that Brandon noticed a gun's red laser beaming on the driver's side rearview mirror. He also noticed 2 men pointing guns directly at the back of the car he and Merlin were sitting in. Soon, they were ambushed with gunfire. Brandon quickly sped off, but while driving, he realized that Merlin had been shot. He flagged down a police officer and they were rushed to the hospital where Merlin was unfortunately pronounced deceased due to a gunshot wound to the back of the head with a rifle. He was only 26 years old. Monique Mercedes King was arrested the next day, which led to the apprehension of the 2 shooters, Damian Gates and Brandon Douglas Bynes. Mercedes only received a sentence of 8 years in a juvenile detention center for her participation in the crime. The triggerman, Damian Gates, was convicted of the first-degree murder of Merlin and the attempted murder of Brandon Quintin Adams, and was sentenced to life plus 70 years in prison. Brandon Douglas Bynes received a 23-year sentence for pleading guilty to voluntary manslaughter and assault with a deadly weapon. Neither of the three assailants ever gave a clear reason for the shooting, but it is speculated that the original plan was to rob the two actors after Mercedes lied to Damien, her alleged boyfriend, telling him that she was treated inappropriately by Merlin and Brandon Adams, but Merlin and Brandon Adams left the house before the robbery could take place and were met with gunfire outside the home. After her arrest, it was discovered by police that Mercedes had lied to Merlin, telling him that she was 21 years old, but she was only 15. It took Brandon Quintin Adams years to learn to cope with the death of his best friend. He withdrew himself from the entertainment industry for more than 10 years after the shooting, but returned in 2014 to appear in the short film Stuck in the Corners. His most recent role was in 2018 in the TV series Reborn. We are thankful for Brandon Quintin Adams' strength to push forward. May God continue to shine His face upon him, and may Merlin Santana continue to rest in peace. We are grateful for the beautiful legacy he has left us. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more uploads like this one. Thanks for watching.